Tony, the winner of the Winners at War Survivor. This is huge.
Hey, Brad, how are you?
What a thrill it was to watch it. I watched it with all my kids. I let them stay up late and watch it. We actually cheered for you. How does that make you feel when you've got people, strangers, cheering for you around the world?
Amazing. I love it. I love that that I could actually give the fans what they're looking for, what they're expecting from me, and doing so while I'm having a great time and being strategic about it and wanting to win the game. To be able to incorporate all that into one game in one season, I'm so happy that I could do that.
How do you think you won? What was your game plan this season around it? Was your third crack at it again? You'd already won once before. You got booted out early in the second one, but this one you were up against legends. What was your strategy?
I believe my strategy was going into the game overestimating these players instead of underestimating them. I knew going into the game that all these players won a season before coming onto this one. They had to manipulate, they had to blindside, they had to influence votes. So I knew what I was dealing with, and I needed to stay in my line. I needed to know that once you step out of line in a game like this, they're going to come full force at you and vote you off. So that's what I did in the beginning. I was forming the bonds. I was being very social with them. That ultimately led me to being as strong as I was later in the game, because if I didn't form those bonds early in the game, I wouldn't be able to do what I did later on. So that's what was my strategy, just to keep quiet, keep patient, do not step out of line.
Do you think you mystified some of your competitors that you're up against? Because there'll be moments where they're like, this guy's playing me, but I actually really like him.
That's what it felt like, because you know what, to be honest with you, there are the moments that are genuine. So of course, you know, as a person, you feel that. You feel how sincere something is that you're being told. But I have the ability to shut that off instantly. As soon as I'm done with I could be talking to you about, you know, your grandma passing away and how bad I feel. And then the next second I shut that light switch off and it's like, okay, I got to get you out. And it's hard for many people to do that. I mean, I don't know if it's a skill, but it's something that I force myself to be able to consciously remind myself, it's a game, it's a game, it's a game. Don't get caught up in that special emotional moment. And that's what happens.
Will you be back in Jersey City at the local police station?
Yeah, I'll be right back tomorrow. You know, I took the day off today to do interviews, and tomorrow right back to work, right back to the grind again.
What do your buddies think down when you walk into the precinct?
You know what they're going to tell me? I mean, they already talked to me. They were, congratulations, congratulations. Now tomorrow when I go into the precinct, they say, hey guys, what do you think? They're going to look at me like, you're old news, man. That was yesterday's news. Give us something different. Give us something for today. And that's how it is. It's like, that's it. Move on with life. You're over. You're old news. Your history.
Yeah, but what about when you go out onto the street and you're walking around or you're driving around? How does it go with the people you're talking to?
Sometimes, you know, you'll have people that'll see me and they'll just go do spin outs in their car so I could give them a ticket. And they'll be like, oh, I got Tony's autograph. I got it right here, you know.
People knowing you locally, right? They see you and they know, yeah.
Yeah, they know me, but the good thing is, like, a lot of cops in my district, they're all bald and they all look like me, you know, white, bald men, and everybody looks the same, you know. So a lot of times I'm like, no, I'm not Tony. I'll cover my tattoo and say, no, not me, it's not Tony. And they're like, oh, sorry. And they'll keep walking, you know, and I'm like, yes, I got it over.
Was it wonderful to be a part of the, I mean, I know we're all going through this together and there's a lot of sadness on the streets, but getting this insight into your family through Zoom last night was also an interesting side of Survivor.
I wouldn't pass that up for anything. I mean, I wouldn't trade that for the world. I know the finales, how grand they are with the celebration, with the audience, people clapping, you know, your castmates are there, the fans all over you. It's beautiful, but I would not pass up being in my sofa in the comfort of my home, holding my wife, holding my kids, while Jeff reads the votes for $2 million from the comfort of his garage. I wouldn't pass that up for nothing.
The good thing is Jeff this season, I think he really likes you, right?
He likes me as the player, but I don't think he likes me as a person. Like, I don't have nothing in common with Jeff. You know, I'm just a dumb cop from Jersey, and he's this successful big wig that I can't talk his language, you know, so I get it. Like, I'm not the type of person that he would sit down and have a beer with, because I can't talk. There's nothing for me to talk about with him. You know, he's way above my level. So
I reckon he loves you. I reckon he does. I saw that. I could tell last night. In terms of the moment you got emotional with Sarah, you and her, you're both cops. You had a great bond. In some way, she became your mentor in this weird dynamic you both had throughout the season.
6 years ago when we met, you know, she was a stranger to me when we first played, so I didn't really care. I'm hurting her feelings. I didn't care about lying on the badge. But as the years went by, we talked here and there. And we formed a real bond outside in real life. And we always said, if we ever play together, let's just try to stick together. Let's just try to make it to the end. Could you imagine Cops R Us sitting at the final, looking at Jeff, waiting for him to read the votes, which one of us is the best? And that was like a dream of ours. And we were so close to it until the stupid twist comes in and throws a monkey wrench into our plans. So yeah, when we did that fire, it hurt so bad. I mean, and you see Sarah was way stronger than I was. She was like, I don't care. I'm ready. I'll do it. I'm ready to take you down. And I'm like, what are you talking about? You know? So I was more hurt than she was, and she lost, and I was more hurt. Could you imagine? Strong person.
Yeah, it was great. In final words, to a person that doesn't know what a spy nest is, that doesn't watch the show, can you explain the spy nest?
When you ask people, hey, what did you have? What kind of conversation did you have with the person when you walked off into the woods by yourself? They can tell you whatever they want, but unless you're there to listen to what they really said, you can't believe them. So I came up with this idea of where the water well is. That's where everybody does all the talking and strategy talking, because it's away from camp. So I looked around bushes to try to hide myself so I can listen, but there was nothing around. The only thing that was there was a big tall tree with a huge tree limb hanging right over that well. And I was like, this is perfect. And I climbed up on it. It took me days at midnights when everybody was sleeping. I was trying to work on the branches. I was working on cutting leaves and trying to try to patch up the holes. And I would go up there and I would hide. I would perch myself like a bird, and I would have a bird's eye view of the people that were talking right underneath me, and I could hear everything. And we seen in the episode when I saw Natalie, I was like, what? When she had an idol and she was telling Sarah about it, I went crazy.
Legendary. Mate, well done. Congratulations. Jersey City's finest policeman, now the Winners at War champion, 20 years of Survivor, Tony. Great man. Thanks, mate.
Thank you so much, Brad.
See you, buddy. Awesome.
Bye-bye.